Howdy, Rangers. Welcome to our edition of Ranger Network this week. Before we get into sports, we want to highlight our Students of the Week here and our Teacher of the Week. We have a couple of groups that we want to highlight. Our health science crew went with Dr. Carrillo to Skills USA competition, and we came home with 3 golds, 3 silvers, and 7 bronze. So great job for you guys who went to the health science competition. Yeah, it was a good day. We also have another group that we want to highlight, our incubator and entrepreneur class. If you haven't seen in our
school store,
yeah, they're selling some of their products, and we've got a little preview here. It's lip gloss by
We'll try to get
Shelly.
a sample next week and show you on air.
So we're, good job to those kids who are inventing and creating and putting their products out there. For our Teacher of the Week, we would like to highlight Susie Geyer. Miss Geyer is one of the CICs on our campus, and she has been particularly helpful with some of our teachers. We have a teacher who recommended her as the Teacher of the Week or Staff Member of the Week because she's been helpful in pacing guides, YAGs, resources. So for you guys out there who are her kids, that's all the things that your teachers use to help give you quality instruction. And she's been very helpful with that to our teachers. This teacher specifically said she made herself available and provided solid solutions and options for use. So she'd be lost without her. So well done, Miss Geyer.
Yeah, I know that's a huge resource for teachers, her and Miss Stafford both.
Yes. So congrats to our students and groups of the week and our Teacher of the Week.
Yeah, I mean, lots to celebrate moving into athletics. Wrestling is headed to state. And not only are we headed to state, we're taking 18 athletes, which is just unreal. So they competed at regionals last weekend. They head to state this weekend. Coach Clarkson was named back-to-back Boys Coach of the Year for the region. What he's done there is just so impressive. Our boys team won region, girls got second. Shout out to some of our guys that won first in their division: Tristan Luna, Bryce Palmer, Efren Arez-Mendez, Nick Dudzikowski. But the list is so long. I mean, you've got 18 kids that you're taking second place, third place medals. Just what that whole program's been able to do is really exciting. So we're actually going to have a send-off for them today, celebrate them. And then we've also got swim. So swim competed in their regionals last weekend, and they are sending 12 athletes to state. So that will be next weekend. We will have a send-off for them next week. Coach Duckworth has kind of handled that program by herself this year and done a fantastic job. To be able to take 12 swimmers to state is impressive. So
that's our 3rd week in a row of send-offs.
With lots to celebrate. It's good news. Lots of people going to state. And I think we'll include German and then some ROTC kids next week to state as well. So.
And we had our cheer girls last week. So we're going to do a special highlight segment of cheer next week. So
they'll be one of our guest speakers to hear a little bit more about how nationals went for them. And then girls basketball. So since the last time we've seen you, they finished up district, qualified for the playoffs for the first time in a few years. So proud of Coach Sutherland, Coach Herr, Coach Sims, that entire girls team. Huge group of seniors who's really put in the work for the last 4 years to have this kind of year. Last night they had their first round. They played at Lehman High School against the Leander Glen Grizzlies. Miss Snyder and I both drove to watch that game. I was just so proud of how our girls competed. That is a state powerhouse. They are expected to do very, very well. And our girls hung. And up until truly the last buzzer, we're still making shots, competing, playing defense.
Playing hard.
Yeah, I was so proud of the way that they prepared all season, making it to playoffs, and the way that they showed up and competed last night. So congrats to those seniors for a wonderful 4 years, and then to Coach Sutherland for a great season. Boys basketball also finished up their season last night. Unfortunately, they did not qualify for playoffs, but they did finish with 2 really good games against Tybee and Seguin. So to Coach Thornton and Coach Thornton, and again to those seniors, congratulations on 4 years. Thank you for everything that you've done. I've seen the improvement every single year since I've been here, so I know that they're heading in the right direction. Tennis hosted their Smithson Valley tournament at Newcomb Tennis Ranch last week. Shout out to Jude Bruce, who won first in boys singles, and just like wrestling, a very long list of singles, doubles, boys, girls mixed, who got second, third, fourth. I mean, if we were to highlight those, this would turn into an all-day show, but wanted to talk to Jude give him that shout out for making first in boys singles. and to Coach Lalonde and Coach Albright for running a successful tournament.
Yes.
I know the work that goes into hosting that and the logistics, and just proud that they're able to do that at the level that they do. Boys soccer last night. So Friday they had a 1-1 tie versus Champion, which Champion is top of our district. That's a good tie for our kids. And then last night we hosted Piper. So in the last 10 minutes, Piper put a goal in, lost 0-1. But I will say Coach Boss texted me last night and was really proud of the way that the kids competed, the way that they acted, the sportsmanship, the discipline that they showed, all of those things that maybe aren't shown on the scoreboard. But I think you could see her this morning and she'd say it was overall a good night. Piper is undefeated in district, so a 0-1 loss to them in the last 10 minutes isn't a bad game.
Yeah.
But we did have some big wins for girls soccer. So to find out a little bit more about them, we're going to head out to Coach Hill and Coach Atkins.
Thank you, ladies, and we've reached the midpoint of the show, and as we do each week, we take a sport that's in season, that's ongoing, and kind of highlight them, feature them this week. We're going to talk to Coach Jason Atkins. He's our girls soccer coach, and we're going to, of course, feature the girls soccer program, who's kind of hip deep in district play. We've had a long, storied, successful run here in girls soccer with Coach Atkins. Went to the state tournament, if you recall, last year, and now we're into 2024. And Coach Atkins, what year is this for you here?
23.
This is number 23. So he's built a tremendous program that has achieved at an extremely high level and is continuing to do so. So let's talk about the season, Coach. The Ranger fans who may not keep up on an everyday basis, bring them up to speed here.
Well, we're about the midpoint of district right now. So we just ended the first round of district last night against Piper. So looking forward to the second round.
Okay, well, the preseason, of course, typically you start practice right after Thanksgiving, kind of do your preseason practice, and then you get into your scrimmages and games. Take us kind of through the game schedule and what all we've done up to now.
Yeah, we got a couple scrimmages before the Christmas break, and then when we come back from the Christmas break, we hosted our tournament. Went 3-0 in that one and did really well. And the second week, we went to Georgetown for a big tournament there. That's kind of an invitational for the big teams in the state. And we went 0-3. We lost all 3 games 1-0. But to state-ranked teams. So it was a very, very good building experience for our younger players.
Well, I know you graduated a bunch of seniors off that state tournament team a year ago. So I know there's a little bit of retooling, rebuilding, getting experience against high-level teams, as you mentioned. And you mentioned we're halfway through the district race. That's a 14 game season. At the halfway point through 7 games, where do we sit and how have we done?
We're 5-1-1, so we've got 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. We lost the champion earlier late this last week, and a 2-1 on a PK with 35 seconds left, and so we're sitting behind them. They're in first place, half a game ahead of us.
Okay.
So we're in position to make a run in the second round.
And big win last night. Piper 1-0, is that right?
Yes.
So, as you say, 5-1-1 at the turn. So now we're beginning the second round. Trying to flip the script a little bit, try to win and get into the playoffs, and then make another playoff run. For the Ranger fans, who are some of the girls that, if they come to a game, who's kind of leading the way right now for our ladies?
Well, like you said before, we graduated 13, so all 11 starters are gone from last year. So it's really kind of a chance for the younger players to step up. We have Addie Briscoe's a sophomore, and she actually moved in from California and has done really, really well for us. She's a player to watch out for. Caitlin North is center back. She's a junior, first year starting for us, doing really well. Caitlin Waters, that plays in the goal for us, not a goalkeeper, naturally. We don't have a goalkeeper, so she's a field player that's kind of transformed into that position and has performed well for us. But, I'm really proud of all the young players. We got a lot of freshmen playing too as well.
Well, and they can draw on that tradition from the past. Our players have high expectations from what has been done before them. But that also gives them confidence on knowing what they can do. So we look forward to the second half of district. Good luck to you and your girls, and I hope you'll come out to the stadium and watch our girls in action. Back to you, ladies, and go Rangers.
Thanks, coaches. Congrats to our girls soccer program for a huge win last night. Super successful season so far. We look forward to following you. And speaking of following, let's talk about wrestling this weekend. They are headed to state. Now, it is in Sci-Fair at the Berry Center. Coach Clarkson does a great job with his social media, updating after each day. So if you want to follow along, we suggest that you follow them on their Twitter account. Or, take a drive up to Sci-Fair.
Yeah.
Why not? Go watch them in person. We've got 18 kids going. We're bound to bring home some hardware. And then state next week for swim is at UT. So the UT Austin, we will head up there next week, Friday and Saturday, for the state swim competition. Good luck to Coach Duckworth. As we said, we'll host a send-off for them next week to celebrate those 12 swimmers. Boys soccer is going to be at Tybee this Friday, so they are finishing up first round of district. And then next Tuesday, you can find them here at Smithson Valley as they host Seguin. The varsity games are at 7:15, JV at 5:30. And we're getting into the spring sports now, kind of finishing up winter sports. So as we look ahead, track has their first actual real track meet today. Comal Relays, which is all the Comal ISD high schools. If you're looking to find them, you can head over to Canyon, is who will host that today. Softball is hosting their tournament. So they have the Worst tournament, WURST. You can find them Thursday, Friday, Saturday here at Smithson Valley. It's hosted at different schools throughout the area, but our kids will always play here. I believe tomorrow is 4 and 6, and Friday is 2 and 6 for the Rangers. And then Saturday just depends. So again, they do a great job with their social media. Follow them there. They'd love to see you out there supporting them. And then they really start their true preseason Monday. They will host Georgetown here at Smithson Valley at 6 p.m. It is a holiday, but if you're looking for something to do, Coach Wolf and Coach Randall would love to see you down there. Baseball is still in their scrimmage season. So last night they headed out to Marion High School to take on Marion and Brandeis. And then this Friday here at Smithson Valley, they're hosting Reagan and Bernie, who are two very strong programs in the area. So if you've got nothing to do Friday, I know Coach Kill would like to see some support out there as they continue their preseason. And then you've got golf. So Coach Poppy, Coach Sutton, Monday and Tuesday, they will head to Walden Country Club in Montgomery as they continue to ramp up for the heart of their season. So winter sports winding down, spring sports starting up, lots going on extracurricular-wise.
Yes, we are fast and furious in the spring, y'all, and we've got a long weekend coming up this weekend for you guys who are students and for teachers.
Yeah.
But after that, only 3 more weeks till the third 9 weeks is over. We're just rolling. So stay after it.
Yeah,
Make
with
sure
all
you're
these
taking
kids
care of
being
your business.
involved, we got to
Yes,
make sure these kids are taking care of it so we can keep celebrating them and having successful
That's right.
seasons.
Yeah.
So thanks
right.
for another edition.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys
Yeah.
next week.
Go Rangers.